Okay, hello, greetings and welcome. So the 100-hour Qigong challenge. What we want to do with vital breathing for this 100 hours is to create as many different exercises as possible so boredom doesn't set in. You're vital breathing in different ways, in different environments, exchanging energy with trees, breathing through the eyes, breathing through the ears, breathing through all the sense gates. And we want about 50 different exercises for working with vital energy over that 100 hours. So what we're going to do over this week, I've got two gentlemen here who are going to go through that challenge with me, and we're going to try and record 50 Qigong exercises, and that will be available on the Vimeo channel. And these 50 Qigong exercises, about a quarter of them are going to be related to Tai Chi. About a quarter of them are going to be more hermetics oriented for opening up the sense gates. And about half will be general Qigong exercises. So I'll post these between the three channels, between the Initiation Hermetics channel, the Tai Chi channel, and the Qigong channel on Vimeo, and some of them you can follow here on YouTube as well. All right, so the first exercise a person would need to go through is vital breathing through building the ball. So the building the ball gives you your base feeling. So we've already got videos on that topic. Once you've gone through the building the ball process, you get the electromagnetic feeling between the hands. Now that feeling in Tai Chi is called sung, relax. Sung basically means to transform or change energy from one state to another. So when you have tension in your arm and you go, okay, I'm going to relax, what happens? You change state. Energy moves from tension to no tension. What we want to do is move energy through vital breathing from muscle tension to biotensecurity tension. And what is that? Basically, when the muscles contract, the muscle fibers pull in and tighten. When you're in biotensecurity, the joints open and the muscle fibers and the facial web stretch open to create tension rather than contract to make tension. So your body basically lengthens and becomes longer. And this biotensecurity, this elasticity, connects the whole body together. So the objective here is to connect as many different parts of the body through via the biotensecurity as possible when you're doing the vital breathing. So this just isn't the skeletal structure, it's also connecting the muscles of the eyes and sight consciousness, sound consciousness. All the gates of the mind need to be connected through the biotensecurity. The biotensecurity of the body is the conductor of vitality and life force. So we want to connect and build. The more connectivity we have, the more sensitivity and awareness we're going to have. So this biotensecurity training is very, very important. So from building the ball, it gives you your base feeling. There is that vital feeling. Then we breathe it in and out of the pores. Your whole body breathes life force. And then from there, we tune the body to produce more life force. So this is a type of relaxation. If I'm vital breathing through the pores and I'm tuning my body to come into resonance with life force, it's the type of relaxation. Muscle to fascia to a feeling. And this feeling is called Jin, vitality. So 100 hours of this brings you into resonance with the life force field. Now, once you have this base frequency feeling, your mind is contained in this small space. So what we want to do is breathe this feeling into the body, condense it in our center of gravity, and then we just want to stretch the mind out. Out, out, out. Get to the fingertips, wiggle the fingertips, wiggle the toes, and then go to that edge of your stretch, and then let your mind go out further. Close the eyes, let that feeling of life force go out. And then gather that feeling of life force back in. Contract that spherical space, in. Bring it into your center of gravity, and pull it into your core. compress a little bit, and condense. Now we have a condensed feeling in our center of gravity, condensed feeling in the ball, in our whole body, and then from there we release it back out again. We stretch out, 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 get to the edges of our fingers, the spherical space around the body, so we feel the edges of our vital body, and then we close the eyes, relax the mind out. And we want to go at least 6 meters out, because that's how far we want to bounce people. Ward off energy for Tai Chi, 6 meters is a good bounce. Anything longer, and the risk of injury increases too much. So we stretch this sung, this vitality, this relaxation, this relaxed mind, this sensitivity, 6 meters in all directions. Down, up, out. And then draw it back in. Now this rhythm of going out, it may be several breaths, and coming back, maybe several breaths. You find your own rhythm. Maybe 10 seconds out, 10 seconds in. It might be 1 minute going out, 1 minute coming back in. It's not regulated by the breathing. It's regulated by mental space, upper dantian, the particular feeling qualities, middle dantian, the body mechanics of opening the joints, lower dantian. Each of the three have a particular role to play. Your upper dantian regulates timing and space, the frequency of concentration. The middle dantian regulates personality of the intrinsic energy you're working with. In this case, it's vitality awareness, life force field awareness, and the identity of a Qigong master. So you are a Qigong master training Qi. So there's an intrinsic identity in the feeling of what you're doing. You're working with energy from a level of being a master. Then the physical, the body mechanics, stretching the joints open, the type of relaxation so that life force amplifies. So sung, relaxation of the muscle to the fascia, and you tune the fascia to the feeling of life force and you stretch it out. You get 3 qualities which arise from this exercise. The first, you become very aware of your life force body, your living energy of your body. This animates life. You become very aware of your center of gravity, the lower dantian, where the center of energy is controlled from. And if I throw a punch, I move from the center to throw that wave of energy. It moves from there in a Fibonacci spiral out to the hand, and there's the strike. Whether you're doing a Kung Fu type of movement, a Tai Chi type of style of movement, MMA type of movement, doesn't matter. The power comes from your core, from your center of mass. You want to connect mass from center. So we end up with these 3, center of gravity, life force, energy body, and life force field. There's a field of energy around you. You cultivate these 3 types of awareness. So for this first 100 hours, we're going to cultivate life force awareness in these 3 contexts: center of gravity, energy body, energy field. Then we're going to move to the next elixir field. From the physical, we're going to move up to the astral. For that, we'll start going through that theory in a week's time. And that's a release of time to move energy and transform energy, reticulate energy between the vital and the astral. The astral has personality. It's the nature of the intrinsic energy you're working with. It's the slowing down of time. So when you take the feeling of vital energy and you breathe it in and you slow it down and you tune the breath, and then you breathe it out, you slow it down and you tune the breath, the energy becomes very, very, very slow. And as it releases time, it reticulates between a vital and an astral state and becomes Qi. You're transforming Jin to Qi. And we're going to do that for 100 hours. Now, during this 100 hours, this is where we start working with different intrinsic energies, putting personalities in. So for Tai Chi, we have relaxation, the first 100 hours. Sinking, then we can add that into the next 100 hours, letting gravity produce a toroidal field inside that relaxation. And we're going to stretch that toroidal field out 6 meters in all directions. Because the mind, through the first 100 hours of training, has gotten very sensitive to stretching into the life force field and being sensitive to that 6 meters. Then when you start building a toroidal field of 6 meters, you'll be able to do that very, very easily. Things like seizing energy. For Tai Chi, the fundamental personality that differentiates Tai Chi from other arts is how Tai Chi seizes. It uses a magnetic quality to slightly lock the body up so the body is susceptible to being issued. You don't see this in other internal arts, but Tai Chi it's quite unique, and that's why people's body locks up a little bit when they bounce. That's the true Tai Chi energy. And it underlies all Tai Chi intrinsic energies. It's sort of like you have to seize before you do ward off. You have to seize before you do roll back, and so forth. If you don't get that little bit of a lock inside their body, the energy won't hit them and stick to them. It'll pass through them. So this is what will differentiate Tai Chi from the other energy models that we're going to train. But I like using Tai Chi as a base model because the nature of relaxing and sinking, the foundation, before we get to seizing, fits all training systems. So no matter what internal art you're doing, so you're doing Wing Chun, just sort of soften, relax, sink and move into the motions connects biotensecurity. It creates that fundamental root of power for any internal art to work really well. But seizing is a unique quality to Tai Chi. So when I was teaching Kung Fu, I would get my Kung Fu students to do a lot of Tai Chi to loosen the body, to develop the relaxation, develop the sinking, and develop those intrinsic energies. Here's an interesting observation. The students who just did the Wing Chun class would dominate the students who just did the Tai Chi class. But the students who did both the Tai Chi and the Wing Chun would dominate both. So the Tai Chi clearly made the Wing Chun students better, but without good solid Kung Fu, the Tai Chi guys will get dominated by good Kung Fu. So you need to have a balance between a fighting art and an internal development process, and they'll complement each other. So Tai Chi on its own, I've never seen anyone ever that just did Tai Chi and became a great fighter. You look and go, wow, they're really good. Just doesn't seem to exist. All the Tai Chi guys that are great fighters were really good fighters from another martial art, from a hard martial art first. So we're going to look at this aspect as we go further down this training, and how you have to keep the internal training really pure and complement it with good hardcore, good martial arts training, and then the pure internal will amplify those skills. Okay, so this vital energy work, we become aware of these three qualities: the center of gravity of life force body, and life force field. And we work on the astral body, the center of gravity of the astral body, and the astral field. And then we go to the upper dantian, the mental body. Now the mental body, this is a different type of quality. It's not a density, it's not a substance. The physical body has form. The astral chi body has form. The mental body is not subject to form. It's mind. It's a mind substance. So the training for mind substance is about recognizing qualities of mind and separating them. So there's the observing mind, the intending mind, the knowing mind, and then the part of the mind puts those together to get things done. The earth, the persistence, that's able to continually discern, that's able to continually understand things, that's able to continually generate cohesion and apply willpower and balance all that in a particular function. So in 3 weeks, we're going to break down that psychology, and we're going to look at the meditation techniques that are necessary to become good at working with chi and become good at working with the vital force. Then we're going to break them down into different models. This is an ideal model for Tai Chi. This is an ideal model for Hermetics. This is an ideal model for working with healing and so forth. So you train your mental body differently to produce different outcomes. So this training of the Yi, the mind intent, and the Shen, the spirit, and looking at this polarity between this deep unconscious nature of the spirit and the conscious aspect of intent, and the observer in the middle, which kind of mediates the two. We need to look at that very, very clearly, because this is going to dictate where you end up going. You can train all the power in the world, but if you don't understand the nature of your mind, you can't get that power to lead to the place you want it to. The power will lead you to a place it wants you to go. So we need to refine the mind substance, refine the mental qualities. All right, so Keep an eye on the channel. I'll post updates on the vital breathing and these exercises here on YouTube and on the Vimeo channels. And I will see you guys very soon. Thank you.